is my favorite dish soap, Mrs. Meyer's. The honeysuckle scent specifically. The pine scent is actually probably my favorite. But I either think I couldn't get it here in Puerto Rico or it was just too expensive. I'm planning on having a super mellow week. I don't know why I ever think it's a good idea to get super ambitious in January. There's so much brainwashing about starting something new and getting all this stuff done, and we're like in the dead of winter. It's just not the time of year for that. This is more of a time of going inward and reflecting and preparing for the spring. And then when spring rolls around, then we get busy. Then we start making use of the longer days, becoming more physical. But man, right now, this week, my instincts are telling me to take it easy, like lay low, stay home and cook and clean and just channeling like more of the divine feminine. I finally finished off the bread that y'all saw me make on the last vlog. If you caught that, you can go back and see those. If you didn't, I even attached the recipe in the show notes. Yeah, so I made, the recipe said it would yield 36, but I started rolling them and I'm like, these are gonna have to be pretty tiny if I'm gonna get 36. So I'm okay with not getting 36. And I ended up with 24, so 2 dozen. So Friday night we went over to some friend's house for dinner, so I bagged up a half a dozen, excuse me, for them. So that was nice. I love being able to cook food and share with people. Because, you know, things turn out in large portions generally. So that is nice. But this morning I have like, I don't know, maybe half a dozen of them left. So I sliced them into thirds and mixed up an egg wash with some cinnamon and some half and half and some sugar, and made mini French toast. Actually, I can show you. They're pretty cute. Just gonna finish wiping this up. Oh my gosh. This is the song that never ends. Oh, my egg pan is dirty too. Okay, let's rinse this. Just rinse the knife, huh? I did one of my interval training sessions on the treadmill this morning and it just, man, it exhausted me. Let's just say that. But I am gonna make potato salad today, I think, because I have this bag of potatoes. Actually, should rinse these now, and because I've been saying I'm gonna make potato salad for like, I don't know, at least a week since we got the potatoes, and yeah, that hasn't happened. So here, maybe if I take them out of the bag and clean them, I'll actually get this done. It's always good to just give these, you know, like that preliminary wipe down, even though I'm gonna end up peeling them all. I just like getting all the dirt and all the little extra eyes. See, these start growing on there, but you just push them right off. You push them right off, and when you peel the potato, You don't even know it's there anymore. I am pretty impressed though, like, it's hard to keep food on the counter here in Puerto Rico because of the humidity. Ooh, this one's rotten. Ugh. Even still, like, I cut a good part off of that. Oh, this one's got a yucky part too, but that's okay. I'm gonna set these up here. Alrighty. Where's my towel? Here's a towel. Look at all them taters. Woo! Can't be trusted alone because I will sing Lady Gaga. Oh, potato. Such a nice, quiet Monday at mi casa. I took my husband to work. He works from home most of the time, but he has some meetings scheduled out for the next couple months. Some in-person meetings, which are just right down the street from our house. So, since we are a one-car family, instead of him taking the car all day, I just drop him off. Like I said, I don't have any huge aspirations outside of the home, but I did want to go to the post office, which is closed because it's Martin Luther King Day. But I did have to have a couple birthday cards that I wanted to mail out, so I did that because I just dropped them in the blue box. And then I went over to the Supermax, which is our grocery store. One of our grocery stores, the one I go to most of the time. I went over there and I got 3 pouches of yeast because I'm gonna make some cinnamon rolls or some other type of bread item at some point. Yeah, and a bag of chocolate chips for the freezer in case I feel like baking something, get a sweet tooth, you know. Chocolate chips are like they're a freezer staple. You gotta have them in there. My house, my pantry and freezer and fridge are well stocked enough at any point to make a batch of cookies. Even if they're not chocolate chip. I've got butter. I've always got butter on hand, and I've always got sugar on hand, and I've always got flour. And with those things, and you know, of course, baking soda and all that stuff, that you buy that once and it lasts a very long time. I like that life. I've learned a lot on YouTube over the last couple of years about grocery shopping and stocking a pantry and cooking from your pantry rather than cooking hand to mouth. Yeah, and it's improved my life tremendously because then there's just the ingredients are always on hand. You know what your meals are. You know what to buy. You know what to stock. And then when you're like, oh, I want to make chicken enchilada soup or whatever it is, like you've got it. You've got chicken in your freezer. You've got cans in your in your pantry, corn, beans, chili peppers. I like to keep better than bouillon, the jars. I like to keep those in my refrigerator. I don't like to buy the boxes of the broth. So as long as I have those on hand, then I can be making soups. And then, you know, I I try new stuff out every so often. You know, I add ingredients to my cabinet. I add other types of staples and seasonings, you know? Once you learn some basic flavor profiles, cooking gets a lot easier. I've bloomed as a cook in my marriage. I mean, I have always been a lover of cooking at heart. I guess until my marriage rolled around, it didn't really free up my time as a serious, like, until I got married, my time wasn't freed up like as a serious hobbyist cook slash this is my job. I feed us. It's like one of the most important jobs in the world. So if you are a wife or a mom or any type of home cook, your value is always going to be discredited because we live in a patriarchal world, but I'm here to tell you that homemaking is like one of the most important jobs on the planet. Okay? So there you go. There's your validation. I hope you didn't need it. Oof, oh, this is all kinds of yuck, but I'm almost done. 10 potatoes. That's it. I'm done. I'll cut all the potatoes. Look. Woo! So I did 2 carrots. So matchstick carrots diced. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Matchstick or julienne, I don't know, whatever. 2 carrots. They're two pretty good sized carrots, but that's good because this recipe calls for 6 potatoes, which I think are really like full-size russets. I use 10 potatoes, which are kind of more like a medium-sized potato. Anyway, you gotta put a couple boxes of these gloves at Costco for cleaning, and they're also food grade. And I just figured maybe I could reduce the impact on my skin and nails of washing with soap so much. This is the Dining on a Dime recipe. They have a cookbook and a website with all their recipes. They have like a lot of just like basic recipes that set a good template for how to make a lot of basic dishes. Two chopped carrots is a lot, man. This isn't how I would normally slice an onion. It looks like my husband got to it. Because for red onion, I want to get it pretty fine. Red onion is so potent. This is a lot of red onion. Ooh, it smells so good. Alrighty. Dining on a Dime calls for 1 small pickle in their potato salad recipe. That is laughable to the amount of pickles my husband wants in his potato salad. So I'm gonna start with 5. These are pretty small. They're not giant pickles. How we do. See how we do. Let's go that way with that chop. What's happening here? Why isn't it going through? What's wrong with my knife? What is wrong? Gosh shouldn't have to pull these apart. Alrighty. And got a bowl full of pickles. That should do it. These are the potatoes that I cubed and put in water and added salt. So these are sitting on the back of the burner while I get everything ready to go, because you're supposed to add these to the dressing while they're warm. So these are what I'm gonna do last. This recipe calls for, hello. It's so hard to get like everything in here, so I have to decide between my food or the face, or my face. But this recipe calls for 3 boiled eggs, and I'm gonna pull out my saucepan and probably do like 6, just to have a few extra. Everything's on hold again because I realized I don't have any mayonnaise. After the earthquake and the power went out and everything spoiled in the fridge, I threw it away and I didn't replace it. And that means I have to go to the store if I want to finish this, so minor hang-ups to get this potato salad done that I've been working on since yesterday. So I think I'm gonna sit down and do some editing on this video because it's actually quite a few takes so far. I think that's a good way to like regroup. And I'm gonna put away all this stuff I chopped. I was gonna leave it out because I thought I was gonna get this together real soon. The potatoes are still sitting here in the water. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And I've got my eggs boiled and cooling. Alrighty. I'm gonna sit down. I think I'm gonna make another cup of coffee. Sit down, drink a cup of coffee, gather my thoughts about going to the store to get mayonnaise, and get back to it. Look at this cute mug my friend sent me. Oh my God. We're gonna go get some mayonnaise and maybe some other stuff. This is not my favorite grocery store, but it's the closest. And yeah, we're just gonna go get some mayonnaise and peruse the halls and see what we can get. I probably won't take you guys in there with me. It's usually a little hectic. This was the first grocery store I ever went into in Puerto Rico, and it was when we were here on our exploratory trip back in July of 2019. And it was just such a culture shock. Oh my gosh, I came out of there just bawling. I was just like already so beside myself about moving to Puerto Rico in general. But now I shop here no problem. So it's a normal trip back from the store here. I guess he's ready to move now. Oh, he was gonna have a pause over here. There's no one behind me, so I'm just like, oh, hey, let's show you some more Puerto Rico real life. Where is he? Oh, there. Yep, he's not small. But man, there are like some seriously huge iguanas around here. There he goes. Bye. I'm back from the store. I'll show you guys what I got, just for funsies. I got the mayo. Here in Puerto Rico, okay, I was always a Best Foods person, but here in Puerto Rico, they have Hellmann's, and it looks exactly like Best Foods, and it tastes exactly like Best Foods. So I'm like, is Hellmann's actually just Best Foods? I don't. Unilever Foods. Anyway, I got another big bag of flour because, like I said, I'm gonna do another bread type item. Cinnamon rolls take a ton of flour. I got dried cranberries. These go like just so good in salads. Oh, and cookies. More rapid rising yeast because it was like 1/3 of the price at Amigo as it is at Supermax, and I was just so annoyed. And I don't know when the next time I'll run through Amigo is, so I got it. Skippy peanut butter, which they do not have at Supermax. I was pretty happy about that. I've been eating Jif. And then I got these for travel. They look so good. Almond butter blend with chocolate. And that's it. Oh, really need lunch before I do anything else. Gonna have some fresh berries with some cheese and salami slices. Favorite crackers. I'm gonna mix up the mayonnaise and other stuff now. This recipe calls for a 1/4 cup, but I'm doing a 1/2 cup because I feel like every time I make it, it turns out just a little too dry for my liking. 1/2 cup. Potatoes a stir. They're just barely starting to boil over here. I had the wrong burner on for like 10 minutes wondering, why isn't this boiling? That's my rapid boiler. We're doing a teaspoon of each garlic powder and onion powder. I need to put these on my shopping list. So here we have mayonnaise and onion powder and garlic powder. This recipe calls for onion powder or onion, and I did both. Doesn't look like much now that the pickle's on top of it. Let's go ahead and give it a mix. There we go. Drain those off. This one's 3. I'm peeling 4 of them. Just for more protein. Here's my timer for my potatoes. I really hope these are soft enough for potato salad. Okay. Okay, so I have warm potatoes, just like the recipe wants. Let's get our bowl out, which has the mayonnaise, pickles, and seasonings. First, 4 chopped eggs. Got potatoes warm. Oh my, that's a lot of potatoes. Your carrots. That's a lot of carrots. Which is also a lot of onion, but let's see. Maybe we just do half to start with and then see where. A little more than half, 2/3. Whew, this is like legit hurting my hand. This is such a big batch. Heaping tablespoon. And it seems to be working out pretty well. I don't think I'm gonna need to add more mayonnaise. See, the cool thing about the adding the potatoes in warm is it pulls a lot of the starch out of the potatoes, which gives it a nice coating. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add the rest of these onions in since they're here. That looks like a pretty dang good potato salad. Doesn't that look delicious? Look at all that incorporated goodness. Onions, carrots, eggs, pickles, potatoes, mayonnaise. Super easy, guys. I'll link the recipe below. I'll include my modifications. And I hope this is something you make and enjoy yourself.